All right, let's try this again. I recorded for about 5 minutes before, and I couldn't hear any audio afterwards, so let's go again. I wanted to let you know, go to redbluegreen.ca. You can check out our other podcasts. Typically, that's where you see me. Me and my friend Dan do technology podcasts, but today is going to be something completely different. Today, we're going to be looking at my latest hobby, something I'm getting back into, baseball cards. Yes, most of you probably went, okay, see you later. But I think it's interesting. What I decided to do, actually, recently I bought some new cards. I bought some Topps Heritage 2019 cards, and I really enjoyed that. And I like watching baseball. I enjoy it. I don't know all the names. I'm starting to get into that again, but I'm very much fresh into this again. But I've been watching other people on YouTube open up packs of cards I used to have when I was a kid, and this really brought back to me that I want to see some of those cards again. So I thought, well, let's go on the internet, let's go to eBay, see what we can get. And I found a guy that was selling a ton of what they call basically junk wax. So the late 80s, early 90s, baseball cards were highly overproduced and not really worth a lot. But to me, there were something, at least certain ones of those years, because, well, I had them as a kid. So we're going to go through this box that I got from this guy called Skip Yoakum in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And we're going to check out some of these. Sorry about that door opening. It happens around here. But part of his deal, let's give you a little view down here. Sorry, I'm doing this with a little webcam, guys. But it's the best I've got. So he does guarantee, he says he sends them with Mickey Mantle cards. We'll take a look at those in a minute. And he also sent a couple PSA rated cards. They're both PSA 7, so that's pretty cool. We'll take a look at those in a minute as well. But here are all of the cards. There's a lot of cards here. There's cellophane wrapped ones. There's wax wrapped cards. So I'm going to take a few minutes. I'm going to organize them and get them all set up here and show you what I ended up getting all together. And we'll see you in a minute. All right, so I've went through and sorted everything, and there are a lot of different packs. I was actually hoping there'd be a little more uniformity to it, but it's about what I expected. Pretty happy with it, regardless. We're going to see a lot of different designs here, anyway. So I'm going to show you all kind of quickly what we got here, and then we'll come back and I'm going to open all these separately for separate videos so that makes it easier to search on YouTube so that people can see designs of the cards and what you can kind of sort of expect to get from the different packs and so on. And let's just look. All right, so I got to start. I'm going to start with Donruss. Donruss wasn't a thing here in Canada, especially back in the day. They were sold as Leaf here in Canada. But now Donruss is bought up by Panini, and they sell Donruss here in Canada, just like the United States. But to start, one of the what is known as one of the worst packs to possibly get, or at least value-wise, 1988 Donruss, right there, Donruss baseball. Donruss's thing, they put a puzzle on every pack. They did, I'm not sure if it was Donruss or if it was Score or Fleer. It might have been Fleer. One of them put gum in it, and Topps took them to court, said you couldn't do that, and they Topps won. So anyway, no more gum in theirs. We also got a couple of these bigger packs, Series 1, Series 2, of 91 Donruss, also quite worthless, but still interesting to have. I guess these come with 6 puzzle pieces and so on. You can see there. Sorry about the lighting, by the way. I open a couple windows here to get a little more light in here. I've only got one light in this room. I spend my money on other things, I guess. So these are interesting because you can sort of, on the back, you can see what card is in there, sort of. If this thing wants to... Come on. There we go. Raul, oh boy. Raul Quinones, maybe? I don't do Spanish. I also don't do French very well. Although I do it better than that. And then you can see on the back of here, I actually can't see who it is on here, but you can still see some of the scores. So I imagine however they sold these, I don't know if they sold these in like department stores or whatever back in the day. You could search these relatively easy to find the cards that you may like just by flipping them over and looking. You can also just barely see the card on the top inside too, but I can't make out who they are. So neat packs. The thing I like about these old cards too, they've all got these really cool like retro-y designs and stuff, and I don't know. I'm a fan of different design elements and stuff. So also have 2 regular wax packs of Series 1 Donruss, so that's kind of cool. So we get to do that. What do you think? Do you think I'll win instantly? I don't know. Probably a little late for that. I should actually mention these have 40 cards in them. Back in the day, $1.49. That's pretty good. All right, so other Donruss stuff. We have 2 Major League Baseball 1992 Series 1 packs, 15 cards, 3 puzzle pieces, so 2 of them. It was kind of nice. I collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well, because I'm a big fan of playing. I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't like the new format, but the old format, and I also like quick speed duels. Those are fun. But it's actually a lot more expensive because baseball cards, if you look at them, I mean, you can't play games with them except for maybe like very European. You'll know this, like top trumps or whatever. Look, this guy has better stats than that guy, that kind of thing. You can't really play games with these. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, you can, but typically you get 9 cards maximum in a pack, and a pack could be $5-6 Canadian, and that's a lot of money. Anyway, these are a lot cheaper back then, and they're certainly cheap now. This is Series 2 Donruss for 1992. So, as you can see, we kind of moved away from the wax packs that they're called into the more modern cellophane packs. So, back in the day, I never opened anything this style before. So this is kind of something that I'm really interested in getting into. Something I should show you. This also came with a pack like this. I don't actually know. I don't believe this is like a team pack. Well, actually, it might be a team pack or a couple team packs. But there is, I don't know, there's a Blue Jay on the front there, and then it says something about Blue Jays on the back here. Yeah, Blue Jays all the way through. So, and that is what year? 1989 Leaf. Interesting. And they were still able to get the 89 year on that. So that's kind of cool. Interesting design. So you can sort of see some of the design there. Sorry guys, a little bit light there. There we go. Yeah. Kelly Gruber. No idea who that is. I like the Jays though. Jays are all right, especially right now. We got Donruss 94 Series 1. So you can definitely tell we're getting into the more of the 90s era with funky fonts and all that stuff. And I got 3 Series 2 of Donruss. So, again, funky fonts and stuff like that. So, I'm going to put these away, and I'm going to grab the next pack. All right, so we got some more decks to look at. Thought we'd go to Fleer next. Never had any of the really old Fleer stuff, but we'll start with this. This is another, I don't know, this is supposed to be some kind of, I don't know what you call it. A blister pack, maybe. I don't know if that's what you technically call these or not. This is a 91 Fleer, $1.99. You'd get 53 cards and 4 stickers. So, Lots of cards in there. Get somebody jump started on their 91 collection. Of course, Fleer 91, as far as I know, is one of the the most overproduced series ever. Score, I think, is the worst one of that year, but don't quote me on that. Don't remember all that stuff offhand. Now we got 92 Fleer baseball. Again, we're back into the wax packaging, or at least, actually, this is cellophane packaging, this right here, but it's in the wax style, which is kind of cool. Supposedly you can collect Roger Clemens career highlights in this one. I don't know if it's worth anything, but got 5 packs of those. And this I did have as a kid. I remember getting these specifically 94 Ultra Fleer, or Fleer Ultra. I always call them Ultra Fleer, but it's Fleer Ultra. I also had hockey cards of this same year. Very similar in at least packaging design. I got 5 of those. So looking forward to opening those because it's got a little bit of a nostalgia for me. And we'll move on to the next packs. All right, so I thought we'd go on to Score. Score is something I had quite a bit of. I mean, I wasn't a huge collector, but it was pretty major. Of course, dog starts to bark now, but anyway. Score I had a lot of because it was really cheap here in Canada. Really easy to get hold of. So this I definitely had some of. 91 Score baseball cards. Again, 16 cards and 1 Magic Motion trivia card. And I remember those specifically. It's the first time I had cards where you could go like this and the image changed on it. And back in the day, I thought those were pretty freaking cool. So got 3 packs of those. Pretty cool. And then 92. Basically a color variation of 91. Though there is a Blue Jay on the front. Sorry, guys, I'm not holding that. It's weird when the camera's mirrored like this. All right, so that's not a Blue Jay on the front. That's actually a Yankee. That's interesting, isn't it? What do we got here? Do we have 2 different series? Oh, that's very interesting. They must put different wrappers on different ones because we got 3 of these have a Yankee in them. I'm sure some of you guys can identify it, but there's Yankees on these 3. And, it says Series 1 there. And then we have a Blue Jay on this one. Also Series 1. And what do we got here? We got... I'm not quite sure. It has a Blue Jay color sort of to them, but there's some yellow there, so I'm not sure exactly what team that is. Very interesting. Very interesting. So... I didn't look on the other, on the Series 291. No, that's just a little cartoon guy in there. Also, I had these. They had these up at a variety store, same place I got the other cards. They're Pinnacle Premier Edition by Score, or Score Pinnacle. 92 Major League Baseball cards, so kind of cool. A little more premium wrapper to them. Still 16 cards in them, and these are Series 1 as well. So, looking forward to opening those. They look pretty cool. So, let's go ahead and look at the next round of cards. All right, so I thought we'd move on to Topps now. This is the last brand in the box, and I'm happy they included Topps. There's definitely a lot of Donruss in here for sure. But Topps is usually considered sort of the brand to get. And they're also the ones that came with gum in them, which is, back in the day it was probably pretty cool, but now is starting to ruin some of these cards. So, which is too bad, but it's still kind of cool. Back in the day, I never had decks, I never bought cards with gum in them. They never came with gum, so I never got. That was never a thing. Yeah, so let's take a look. Let's start with, let's go old to new, I suppose. What is this? Let's look at this one first. This is a cellophane wrapped thing. What we got in here? Let's see. Is this another... Yeah, it looks like this might be another. This is an Expos pack from Topps. From the what am I doing? This is 1988 Topps. Interesting. All right. Well, the Expos is kind of interesting because we had the. That's interesting because we also had the Jays at Topps. So I wonder if he, because I'm Canadian, I wonder if he thought I'd be interested in that, which is great. Of course, the Expos are no longer a thing anymore. But it was a Canadian team, so that's kind of cool to see. It's a lot of cards. I'm not sure how many, but it's probably another team set, so that's kind of cool. I like that. Topps team set from 1988. I like the card design. It's pretty cool. Actually, me and my mom opened a pack because she wanted to see the gum. I don't know, but we opened up one of the Topps 1988 packs that I got, I got 5 of those packs. So they look like this. That is what they look like. And apparently we could win a trip to 1989 spring training. Well, let's hope for that, right? But this is what the cards look like. Neat design, pretty simple. Not a whole lot to say about them. I don't know any of these players in this pack, by the way. I can go through these, and somebody might see stuff. I don't know. I'd have to look them up. I really don't know. This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool out of that pack. Orioles leaders, but yeah, we'll go through more of that. When we open them up, we'll go through more of that. But I did want to show you that we did actually open up a pack. This is actually what the back looks like as well. Very simple. Yeah. All right. Let's go and look at the rest. So that's not the oldest pack I got. I got some 87 Topps. It's just slightly better. I know you can find some stuff in here. They're not still not the value isn't that high, but still pretty neat. We do have a 1991 Topps Thingamajig in the cellophane. Again, you can sort of see the back there where you can kind of see all the stats and whatever. Can't read the card, but enterprising young people might have been able to do it back in the day or recognize who it is by the stats. That person apparently was with the Tigers for a very long time. Doesn't mean anything to me. Anyway, but this is 34 cards for 99 cents. That's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal back in the day. And that's probably all it's worth now. Might be worth a little more. I guess it depends on who we pull out of it. We have some other cards here. These are Topps Stadium Baseball 1992 Series 2. Oh, wait. That's Series 2. We got 2 Series 2 and 1 Series 1. So 15 cards in each of those. And apparently they're produced with Kodak. So that's kind of interesting. Don't see Kodak very much anymore. That's the digital cameras and stuff sort of put them right out of business there. And what else we got here? We got last one. And you can tell these are getting into the mid-90s again. 1994 Topps Stadium Club Major League Baseball Series 1 packs. So you can see the typical 90s sort of, we're playing with all the fonts that we have and all colors and all that kind of thing. Yeah, I grew up doing that era. All the TV shows had all that weird stuff, like graphics and stuff on it. Yeah, one of those times. I'm also going to include these while I'm at it because I think they're all pretty much Topps cards. Yes, they are. Basically, they also sent rack packs, which is kind of cool. Probably means they have nothing worth of value in them, but we do get to see some interesting variations of different styles of cards from different years. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Because to buy these, at least this brand, I think that's 77 or 70. If I could see the copyright. Oh, that's 1987. All right. But anyway, the sort of wood grain look, I kind of dig it. A little bit. I am a child of the 80s. I love 80s music, even though I was born in the mid 80s. Anyway, so that's all of the cards. We're going to break into them and show you what I get.